Students, today we are going to learn about three important organelle, and that is cytoskeleton, cilia and the flagella, and centrosome and the centriole. First of all, let us start with the cytoskeleton. So it is a network of a filament and proteinaceous structures present in the cytoplasm. Here you can see, suppose this is the cytoplasm in which a network of a proteinaceous filament is found. Okay, they are mainly made up of actin, microtubules. Okay, and it provide mechanical support. This is the main function of any cytoskeleton present in the cell. It is the provide the mechanical support, motility maintenance, and of the maintenance of the shape. Okay, so these three are the main function of any cytoskeleton, that is mechanical support, motility, and maintenance of the shape of the cell. Let me discuss more about cytoskeleton. The eukaryotic cell is a three-dimensional structure and it has a cytoskeleton anchored to protein in the plasma membrane. These proteins both maintain shape. Okay, it is the main function. This protein may have the main function of to maintain a shape of the cell and allow the movement of the cell. So these are the main function: maintain the shape and allow the movement. The cytoskeleton is a dynamic structure and very different structure as a microfilament and the microtubule. So mainly the cytoskeleton is made up of microfilament. Here you can see this is the microfilaments. Okay, and other important structure or fibers are microtubules. These both microtubules and microfilament can depolymerize and repolymerize very easily, and that's why a maintenance of shape and it will allow the movement of the cell. Let me discuss more by using this diagram. So here you can see this is the filamentous network. Okay, mainly three type of filaments are present. So here you can see this is the intermediate filament. Here this one is the intermediate filament, then microtubules. Okay, this is the microtubules, yellowish color, and this is the microfilament. So three type of a network of a filament will be found as a cytoskeleton. Okay, first is the intermediate filament. Here you can see, then microtubules, and third one is the microfilament. Now let me discuss about some functions of cytoskeleton. So cytoskeleton is mainly composed of actin filament. Here you can see. Okay, these are the actin filaments. Then these are intermediate filaments. This is the second component, and third one is a microtubule that is made up of tubulin protein, and then fourth one is a motor protein. So by this way, cytoskeleton is made up of these four components, right? So first of all, the first function, let me discuss in the epithelial cell how these all component will be work. Okay, so first of all, here you can see this structure is responsible for the structure and the support. Okay, and that is a responsible filament is the actin filament, and below that also you can see here that is an intermediate filament, and that is also responsible for structure and the support. And this bluish color, this blue color is a microtubule, and that is also responsible here in case of epithelial cell, that is also responsible for structure and the support. Okay, and this second number, this one, okay, that is also we can say microtubule, and that is having a role of intercellular transport. Okay, and here this structure having a fourth one, that is a special organization. Okay, so by this way we can say or discuss about the epithelial cell function inside which a cytoskeleton working. And second cell is a nerve cell. What is the function of a cytoskeleton in nerve cell? So here you can see this first one. Okay, that is the structure and support. Okay, then it is made up of motor protein, then intermediate filament, then microtubules. So here it is a microtubule structures. Okay, so here in these nerve cells you can see structure and support is the function of a cytoskeleton. Intercellular support is also function of a cytoskeleton, and contractility and motility, both means these three functions will be carried out in the nerve cells. Okay, then the fourth one is a dividing cell. This is the third one is the dividing cell here. So here you can see this bluish color is a microtubule, and here in the center whatever is the ring is formed, that is the actin filament. Okay, and the motor protein is there. So by this way, these all three together responsible for the division of the cell. So these all are the structures which is responsible for any function in the cytoskeleton. That is the actin filament, intermediate filament, microtubule, and motor proteins. Next important organelle is the cilia and the flagella. So let me discuss more about these organs. This is cilia and the flagella, and they are very important structure for the locomotion and movement. Okay, so they are hair-like outgrowth of a cell membrane. First is the cilia. Cilia is a small structure which work like a oars. Okay, cause the movement of the cell or a surrounding fluid. Then second is the flagella, that is a more longer, means is compared to cilia it is longer and responsible for cell movement. Flagella of a prokaryote and eukaryote are structurally different. Means structurally both type of a flagella will be different. By using this diagram, let me try to understand what is the basic difference between cilia and the flagella. So here you can see this is the organism, okay, that is surrounded by the cilia. Okay, means whole body is surrounded by the cilia, whereas in the case of flagella, only one flagella is there. Okay, so this is the major difference. Cilia are a slender protubulance, okay, that project from the much larger cell body, means from the largest part of the body it will be arranged. Okay, and in case of a flagella is a lace-like appendages, okay, that protrude from the cell. Now let me learn about the cilia and flagella structure. So cilium and flagellum both are covered with the plasma membrane. Here in this diagram you can see this is a greenish color outer layer, and that is a plasma membrane. Their core or a center we can say, that is called axoneme. This is a red color boundary, and inside whatever is there it is called axoneme, that is a core, has many microtubules running parallel to the long axis. And axoneme has a 9 pair of doublets. Here you can see in the periphery total number of doublet will be 9. So axoneme has a 9 pairs of doublets of radially arranged peripheral microtubule. These are the microtubules. Okay, and a pair of a central microtubules. Here you can see this is a central microtubule pair. Okay, and that's why in the center there is a 1 pair, and in the periphery there is a 9 pair, and by this way this whole structure is called 9+2 array or 9+2 arrangement. The central tubules are connected by bridges, okay, and are enclosed by a central sheet. Here you can see this is a red color central sheet. Okay, it is connected to one of the tubule of each peripheral doublets by the radial spoke. So here it is the connection, that is a radial spoke. So by this we can say that total 9 number of radial spokes will be present in this structure. So thus we can say there are 9 radial spokes. The peripheral doublets are also interconnected by linkers. So this is the one doublet, this is the second doublet. Okay, in between this is one doublet and this is second doublet. In between these you can see this is the bridge. Okay, that is called interdoublet bridge. Okay, and it is interconnected by the linker. Cilium and flagellum emerge from centriole-like structures and it is called central body, and that is a centriole-like structure. Now let me try to understand more about the structure of a cilia and flagella by using these diagrams. So here you can see this is the outermost layer, that is a plasma membrane, then peripheral microtubule, that is called doublets. Here you can see, okay, 1 and 2, then interdoublet bridge in between two doublets. Here you can see this greenish color bridge, then central microtubule, this is a pair of a central microtubule, then radial spoke is there. Okay, and this is the central sheath. This is red color is the central sheath. So this is the basic structure. Now let me understand more. So this is the central spoke. Here you can see, okay, inner sheath. Okay, and the doublet means this is the one doublet and second doublet. In between whatever the interdoublet bridge is there, this is here it is red color. Okay, interdoublet bridge is made up of naxine. So here you must be clear, interdoublet bridge is made up of naxine. Okay, and then you can see here this doublet can be further divided into two. This one tubule is made up of A tubule, or it is indicated as a tubule, and second tubule is considered as a B tubule. So this doublet is made up of A tubule and B tubule, and combinedly it is called as a doublet. Okay, or doublet microtubule. And here you can see with the here this one, okay, this is the doublet on which you can see some arms are there. Inside that it is two arms in near to the axoneme, and outer side in the periphery 3 arms. So each doublet will have 2 in the inner side and 3 in the outer side arms, and that is called Dynein arms. Okay, that is called dyne in arms. So by this way you must be clear which are the structures. What is the bridge between doublet, that is a nesting bridge, and that is called interdoublet bridge, and this is the arm, that is called dyne in. Based on number and the attachment of the flagella, organism can be divided into 5 groups. So let me understand. Organism is considered as a monotrichous if only one end have a one single flagella. Means organism have only one end with the flagella, only single flagella is there, then it is considered as a monotrichous. Okay, and if organism have both the end one single flagella, then it is considered as amphitrichous. Okay, and suppose the organism do not have any flagella, then it is called atrichous. Okay, and the next is a lophotrichous. Suppose one end of the organism have multiple or flagella, multiple number of flagella, then it is called lophotrichous. Okay, and if all organism is covered with the flagella from all body, then it is called peritrichous. So by this way we can divide the organism on the basis of number and the attachment of the flagella. Next organelle is the centrosome and the centriole. Centrosome is an organelle containing two non-membrane bound cylindrical structures, and that is called centriole. Here you can see two structures, and that is the non-membrane bound cylindrical structures, and that is called centrioles. They are surrounded by pericentriole materials. Okay, the centriole lie perpendicular to each other. Here you can see it is perpendicular to each other, and they are made up of 9 evenly spaced peripheral fibril of a tubulin, and that is one type of protein. Okay, so fibril which is present on the in this structure is made up of tubulin protein. Each of the peripheral fibrils is a triplet. Okay, this is the triplet structure, and the adjacent triplet are also joined with each other. Now let me try to understand a basic difference between centrosome and centriole. So here you can see a cylindrical structure. If it is individually written, then it is considered a centriole. Means here you can see this cylindrical region is the individual centriole, and this is also individual centriole. And if you want to combinedly explain, okay, the perpendicular structure it is, then it is considered as a centrosome. So if this both the centriole are arranged perpendicular to each other, then it is combinedly called centrosome. And if you are explaining about individual or individual structure, then it is called centriole. Central part of the centriole is also proteinaceous, and it is called hub. Okay, in the center it is called hub, and it is proteinaceous structure which is connected with the tubule of the peripheral triplet by radial spokes. Okay, made up of protein, that is also made up of protein. The centrioles from the basal body of a cilia and the flagella and spindle fiber that give rise to spindle apparatus during the cell division in the animal cell. So here centriole play very important role, okay, which will form the basal body of the cilia and flagella. Okay, centriole play very important role as the basal body of cilia and flagella. Then also they are responsible for formation of spindle fiber during the, we can say, a cell division process, and you will learn in next lectures. Now let me go through a structure of a centriole. So here you can see in the periphery a triplet is there, that is made up of a microtubule, a triplet A, B and C. Okay, that is made up of A, B and C. So this type of a triplets you can see total 9 number of triplet will be found in the periphery. Okay, and it will be connected with the central hub. This is called hub, that is made up of protein. Okay, and this triplet will be connected via pin head. You can see this is the pin head. Okay, and this is a radial spoke. Okay, by using this radial spoke it is connected with the hub. Okay, and this is the AC linker, means here you can see this is the A and this is the C tubule. Okay, and it will be connected via this proteinaceous structure, and this is a bridge, and that's why it is called AC linker. So by this way you can see here this is the whole structure of a centriole. Now let me summarize both the structures, flagellar structure and the centriole structure. So in the flagella you can say a 9+2 arrangement, like because in the center there are 2 tubules, and that's why we can say that in the periphery 9 tubules are there, in the center 2 tubules are there, so it is called 9+2. Okay, but here only 9 tubules were found in the periphery, whereas in the center there is a no tubule. A hub do not have any tubule, that's why it is considered as a 9+0 arrangement. So this is the 9+2 arrangement in case of flagella, and in case of a centriole it is 9+0 arrangement. And here it is very interesting to know, this is the flagella structure. Okay, and the basal body is made up of a centriole. So basal body is very important for the flagella, and that is made up of centrioles. The centrosome, also called the microtubule organizing center, that means MTOC. Let me repeat, MTOC means what? A microtubule organizing center. Okay, is an area in the cell where microtubules are produced. Okay, this is the whole source in from which a microtubule will be produced. They are located in the cytoplasm near to the nucleus and are responsible for the cell division. These are the very important functions of a centrosome. There is a cell division, cytokinesis. Okay, we will learn in chapter number 10 in detail how this centrosome is important, play a very important role during the cytokinesis, cell division and all that. Formation of a cytoskeleton, cell signal pathway. Okay, present only in animal cell, not in the plant cell. This is very important line. Okay, these organelle is not present in the plant cell. This is only present in the animal cell. Within an animal cell centrosome, there is a pair of a small organelle and the centriole, and it is each made up of the ring of 9 groups and of the microtubule. Main function of a centrosome is to cell division. Centrioles are involved in the organization of a mitotic spindle fiber and in the completion of a cytokinesis. We will learn in detail in chapter number 10. Cellular organization. Centrioles are very important parts of a centrosome and which are involved in organizing microtubule in the cytoplasm. The position of the centriole determine the position of the nucleus. Okay, so what is the position of a centriole which will define or determine the position of a nucleus? That is depend on the centriole, and the plays a crucial role in the spatial arrangement of the cell organ. So this is your homework for today's lecture, and you have to just write down in your notebook and submit it. Before we finish this lecture, let me summarize all topic by using one animation
Cilia
video. So look
and flagella, hair-like structures that project from the cell's surface. These structures emerge from centriole-like structures called basal bodies and share a similar structure, though cilia are smaller than flagella. Their core, called the axoneme, is covered by the cell membrane and has numerous microtubules running parallel to its axis. Two microtubules join to form a doublet. If we observe a cross-section of the axoneme, we will see 9 pairs of radially arranged peripheral doublets and a pair of centrally located microtubules which are interconnected by a bridge. Such an arrangement of axonemal microtubules is known as the 9+2 array. The central microtubules are enclosed by a central sheath, which is connected to one of the microtubules of each peripheral doublet by a radial spoke. The peripheral doublets too are interconnected by linkers called an interdoublet bridge. The cilia and flagella help the cell propel or move the fluid surrounding the cell. Thus, it helps in motility. Thus, cilia and flagella help cells in motility, while the cell membrane gives shape to the cell. The centrosome, surrounded by amorphous pericentriolar material, is made up of 2 cylindrical structures called centrioles that lie perpendicular to each other. Each centriole is made up of 9 evenly spaced peripheral fibrils of tubulin protein, with each peripheral fibril being a triplet. All adjacent triplets are linked to each other, forming a cartwheel-like structure. The central part of the centriole, called the hub, is proteinaceous and is linked to the tubules of the peripheral triplets by radial spokes made of protein. Centrioles form the basal body of cilia or flagella and spindle fibers that give rise to a spindle-like apparatus during cell division. Present in the cytoplasm is the cytoskeleton, an elaborate network of filamentous, proteinaceous structures that gives the cell its characteristic shape, aids in intracellular transport, gives mechanical strength to the cell, and also helps in motility in case of motile cells.
In next lecture, we will learn very important two topics, and that is nucleus and microbodies. So till that, goodbye.